important to understand what conditional access does. So what it does is there's a little bit of machine learning in the back end, and it's done in real time. So it will evaluate your user's requests in real time. And what it actually does is it's got a scoring system on the session risk, and then it's either going to allow or block access. It will limit access as well. You might not want the user to worry about multi-factor authentication if they're logging in from a secured location. So let's say you've got a list of IP addresses that the users are using to connect to your environment, not just working from home. You can then say, well, if the user comes in from these locations, don't enforce MFA. Also, if you have a risky sign-in, you can then force a password reset, and you can also do stuff like block legacy authentication. Now, legacy authentication is where we are moving towards, well, moving away from, and that's passing clear text across the wire. And if you've got any questions around that, we can definitely jump into that. What's nice about conditional access, it covers all things inside of Office 365. And when we get to looking at how SharePoint is impacted here, because Teams is really a wrapper for a bunch of services from Microsoft, you'll understand why this is important. In order to have a look at what that does is, conditional access ships default with a bunch of baseline policies, and you can build out these policies to suit your specific environment. I mean, there are some pre-cooked stuff that you don't have to enable, but you can literally really granularize what you want to do. So let's say there's an exploit on Android devices. Let's say that Xiaomi released an update to Android 10, and you know that there's a vulnerability. You can limit access just from Xiaomi devices, but your Samsung devices are fine, and you can mitigate that risk by applying granular level conditional access policies. You can block people from downloading. You can apply information protection policies to documents for users that are actually sitting at a coffee shop because you're worried about the wireless access point being compromised. And that's the level that you can drill down. And you can see they also talk about block access from apps on unmanaged devices. So if I have an iPad and it's not enrolled, I can actually block access from that, or I can restrict it for just browser access. I can't use the Teams client. I have to use Teams inside of a browser. And there's a few reasons for that.